as we learn that that massive lawsuit by Dominion Voting against Fox News over Fox's broadcast of false allegations about the 2020 presidential election, it is going to trial. It is going to a jury. So far as we know, it is a blow to Fox, which had been trying to get the lawsuit thrown out. But late today, a judge denied Fox that push, instead granting a summary judgment. That means the case is set to go to trial in mid-April. Dominion saying in a statement in just the last little bit here that they are gratified by the court's thorough ruling, soundly rejecting Fox's arguments and defenses and finding as a matter of law that their statements about Dominion are false. We look forward to going to trial. Fox is also out with a statement saying it will continue to fiercely advocate for free speech rights and free press as they move to the next phase of these proceedings. Danny Cevallos, who's joining us now. It is rare that cases like this one get to where they got, much less get to trial. This is a significant move, and it could have a significant legal implication here. Danny, explain that.
Yeah, procedurally, it's a little complicated, but you can boil it down to this. Each side filed what's called a motion for summary judgment. They're basically saying, hey, judge, all the facts that we're asking about are not in dispute. So if they're not in dispute, this is just a legal issue. You can rule on that. And the jury doesn't need to see it because juries just find facts. They don't reach conclusions of law. So if there is no issue of fact, then the judge can rule on this case. Now, the reality is judges rarely grant summary judgment motions because they're gun shy. They don't want to be the judge that takes a case away from a plaintiff. So it's not really the big news story that the judge denied Fox's motion to throw the case out. That was likely to happen really no matter what. What is really significant to me is that the judge granted Dominion's motion in part, not completely, but it did conclude, and you saw that in Dominion's statement that you just had up there, the court concluded that Dominion did prove that the statements were false. What they didn't prove was actual malice. These are elements of defamation. So in other words, what is now established is the falsity of the statements, which I think is a very big deal, but that doesn't mean Dominion's won yet. They still have to prove what's called actual malice. So in other words, even if the statements were false, if Fox News, for example, I'm just giving an example, had done a ton of research and had reliable sources, then they might avoid liability. So Dominion still has to prove that actual malice standard, but in terms of the statements being false, they've won. It's over.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.